Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the next topic, that is prepositions, guys. Okay, so these topics are really easy, guys. But the only thing is, in examination, we do some silly mistakes. So that is the only cause, guys. Okay, yes. So let us start with the concept of prepositions, and then we'll be moving on to the for all, for some those kind of representations and all those things, guys. Okay. So let us start. So basically, what is a proposition, guys? A proposition is nothing but a statement, right? Yes. So the only thing that you should remember is this statement should be either true or false. So if it is having this kind of property, like it will be true or false, that's it. There is no chance of 50-50 or anything like that. Okay, yes. So that is nothing but a preposition. So is a declarative sentence, that is a sentence that declares a fact that is either true or false, but not both. Got it? Yes. The best example for it is Delhi is the capital of United States. Is it true, guys? No, right? Yes. So if it is false, we can clearly say that it is false. So that is the reason why it is a true. It is a proposition. Okay. How are you? So is it a question, guys? Yes. How are you? I'm asking you, how are you? How are you feeling today? So in that way, that is a question. So it will not be having true or false answer, right? Yes. So that is the reason why this is not a proposition. Similarly, 5 is less than or equal to 11. That is absolutely true. Hence, it is a proposition. Got it? Yes. Okay. So I think most of the students already have some idea about digital electronics, right? So we discussed about various operators and all those things. So basically those exact operators are a bit repeated here, but the concept is almost the same, guys. Okay. Yes. So there are few operators or connectives in these prepositions, guys. Okay. So the first type is a negation. So negation is nothing but something opposite. So if I say that, if I say like I'll be coming to my college tomorrow, I'll be coming to college tomorrow. So what is negation of it, guys? I will not come to college. So that is nothing but the negation. So if you are saying I'm coming, here it is saying I'm not coming. So it is nothing but negation, right? So you are talking in an opposite way. So that is nothing but negation. So let P be a preposition. The negation of a P, new preposition denoted by negation of a P is the statement. Okay. So it is not the case that P. Okay. Okay. So the example is Michael's PC runs Linux. The negation of that above statement is Michael PC does not run Linux. So that's what opposite of it, right? Yes. So to be clear, negation will work in this way, guys. So if a P value is a false previously and negation of that P will be true. Opposite. False means true. Got it? Yes. Similarly, the second type of operator is nothing but a conjunction, guys. So in digital electronics and everywhere we will be calling it as an AND operation, a dot operation, right? Yes. Or this up arrow. Okay. Yes. So let P and Q be prepositions. P and Q or P conjunction Q is nothing but, so whenever both of them are true, the result will be true. That's it. In any other case, the result is false. So that is the concept of conjunction, guys. Okay. Yes. So you got an idea, right? Yes. So previously, whenever we are discussing digital electronics, we use this combination, right? So basically 0, 0 is nothing but false, false, guys. Okay. So this is the exact table with respect to digital electronics, like with respect to zeros and ones. So basically false is nothing but 0 and true is nothing but 1. Got it? Yes. So now you are clear with conjunction. Okay. Yes. So in examination, what are the type of questions which you can expect? So basically they are not going to ask you to fill the table or something, right? So they are going to give some kind of logical things which we should solve, right? Yes. So just to give me a second, I am taking a piece of paper. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm back, guys. Okay, yes. So let us continue. So basically here we are going to have two parts, guys. So the first part is the premises and the second part is conclusion. So premises means always true, guys. Okay, so basically assume in this way. So they gave a question like premises P and Q. Okay, and they want to conclude P. Okay, so whenever these statements are given, indirectly they are saying premises is always true, guys, and they want the conclusion always to be true also. Okay, yes. So when you solve these type of question, so the first step that you should do is, so they are saying P and Q equal to true. Okay, so what is this table, guys? Draw the truth table. So what are the combinations for these two P and Q? Let me write it in 0, 0s or false true, guys. False, false, let us write. So false, false, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so the result is a false, 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 true. So for this particular statement to be properly, only one case is there. So in that case, P equal to true, Q equal to true, and P and Q also equal to true. So what is the conclusion they are saying? The conclusion they are saying is P is a true. So that is a true, right? Yes. So with that conclusion, you can say that this particular statement is correct. Okay. So I know few students are having still some kind of confusion, but anyway, let me take one more example. Okay. So the second example which they have given is, so P1 negation of P and Q. Okay. P2 negation of P. The conclusion they are saying is Q. So basically they are saying in these, if these two are trues, Q will be true. So that's what they are saying. Okay. So let us concentrate. Okay. So let us take this equation first. Negation of P or Q equal to true. Okay. And the second part is negation of P equal to true. So if a negation of P equal to true, what is a P, guys? It is nothing but false, right? Yes, it's a quite simple thing. Similarly, if I apply this negation to the other side, so it is nothing but P and Q equal to false, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. So let us continue. So P and Q equal to false. So at what positions P and Q will be false, guys? So it might be both of them could be false, false, true, true, false, right? Yes. But if you observe here carefully, the second statement says that the value of P is a false. So this last step could be removed, right? Yes. So now we are done with it. So basically they are saying a Q value is always true, but the Q value might be true or false. We cannot decide it, right? Hence this particular premises or conclusion is false. So in this way we are going to solve the questions, guys. Okay, there are few PYQs directly on this particular pattern. So these questions will be really easy. The only thing is you should not do any silly mistakes, guys. Because even a small silly mistake, like if you instead of false, if you wrote true here, the answer will differ. So that is the small silly mistakes which most of the students will be doing, and most of the students will be even scared to understand the logic here, guys. So basically the thing is, you will have two concepts. That is nothing but premises and conclusion. So the premises are always true, which the question maker is informing you, and they want to conclude that based on this true values, they are going to conclude the conclusion is also true. This is what you will check whether it is always true or not. So if it is a combination, you will directly mark the answer as wrong. That's it. Got it? Yes. So the same question I have solved in the book also, guys, but in book I followed some other method, but the end answers were same. Okay? Yes. So now I hope everyone got a clear idea. So now let us continue with the next operation. So the next operation is a disjunction, guys. So in digital electronics, it is called as a OR, and it is represented with plus. Okay? Yes. Okay. So P or Q. So if you recall, at any moment of time, if P or Q, any one of them is true, the result will be true. That's it. So only false will be false. Rest all will be true. That's it. Okay. Yes. So again, we took some examples here. So let me take one example, guys. Guys, I'll be solving the first example. You solve the second example. Okay. Yes. So let me start. Okay. So the first example says that P1 colon P and Q. Okay. Q colon P or Q. Okay, so this is the conclusion and that's the premises. So they are clearly saying P and Q equal to true. So if you recall, at what point these two guys will be true, guys? So true and true, you will get a true. So indirectly, if P and Q values are true, even in this also you will get a true only. Yes. So this statement is absolutely correct. So in the same way, please pause the video and try for this particular value, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now you can resume the video. I think you have solved the question. So let us continue. So P or Q. So P or Q is nothing but we want to say it is a true, right? Yes. And there are three possibilities, right? So false, true, true, false, and true, true. So in all those cases, it will be true. But in the next step, they gave the value of P as a true compulsorily. So there are only two cases. So if you observe the two cases, with that they are saying a negation of Q equal to true. Means they are saying Q equal to false. But if you observe, Q is not false. It is false and true. So that is the reason why it is invalid. Got it? Yes. So these questions are really easy, guys. You are understanding it, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. So now we are done with three different operators. The fourth operator is an implication, guys. Okay. So to be clear, this is a new operator, you can say, guys, because it is not there in digital electronics. Okay. So this is in terms of English. If a P, then a Q. So basically you can read it in this way. If a P, then a Q. Okay. So let P and Q be prepositions. The condition statement P implies Q is a preposition. If P occurs, then Q will occur. So if P, then Q. Got it? Yes. So the logic here is P implies Q is a false when P is a true and Q is a false. Otherwise, it is a true. So only in this particular case, it is a false, guys. That's it. That's the only thing. Okay? Yes. Okay. And one more most important thing that you should remember is this implication can be written in terms of multiple ways, guys. Okay. So the first thing is P implies a Q can be written in this way. So P implies a Q is a negation P or Q, guys. So I have just tried to derive it in this table, guys. So we wrote a P, Q. P implies Q. So only at this point it will be false. We took the negation of P and negation of Q. Okay. And we calculated negation of P implies negation Q. So these two guys have been shuffled. Okay, so you can solve it, right? So it's just a normal digital electronics or these kind of logics. Just you are going to substitute them. You are going to check with the matching table, right? Yes. Okay, so we got a total three conclusions from this, guys. So P implies a Q is nothing but negation P or Q. Okay, similarly P implies a Q equal to negation Q implies a negation Q. So negation P. So if you observe P implies a Q, this truth values is equals to this values, right? Yes. Similarly, these values will match with this. Got it? Yes. So these are the three conclusions, but I don't know how much these two conclusions will help, but this is one of the most important conclusion, guys. I'm clearly saying it to you. Negation of P or Q. Okay. Or you can remember it in this way also. Okay. P bar plus Q. Got it? Yes. Okay. So now let us go through some terminologies here. So implications are of various types, guys. We cannot say it as types, but representations. So implications means P implies a Q. Converse means Q implies a P. Inverse means negation of P implies a negation of Q. Contrapositive means negation Q implies a negation P. Got it? Yes. So these will be helping you in solving problems, but most of the times rather than using these kind of concepts, it will be really easy if you convert it into a simpler way and solve it, guys. Okay, so anyway, while solving PYQs, I will be showing you how you can solve it with this or with the traditional method. Okay, yes. So in the same way as we have solved the previous example, so here also they gave two premises and they are asking one conclusion. So if you can solve it, you just give a shot, guys. For this, it's a really an easy thing because it's only 2 and 1, right? Yes. Okay, and the next type or the last type of operator is a biconditional, guys. So the arrow will be on the both the sides. So P if and only if Q. So basically if P is happening, Q should occur. If Q occurs, P should occur. So from my explanation only most of you will be saying. So if both of them are true or false, the result will be true or false. Sorry, true. If any one of them is true and the other is false, indirectly the result will be false, right? Yes. So you can represent it in this way. So P implies a Q equal to P implies Q and Q implies P. Got it? Yes. Okay, so these are the five different operators, guys. Okay, we discussed the negation, conjunction, disjunction, biconditional and implication, right? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, so whenever you are solving these problems, there are few terminologies, guys. So these terminologies are really important when it comes to GATE, guys, because in GATE examination they will give some term and they will ask directly the question. So that is the reason why you should have a clear idea on this terminology. Okay, so whenever the truth table end results, every one of them is a true, it is called as tautology, guys, and it is a valid solution. Got it? Yes. When it comes to every one is a false, it is a contradiction. If one is a false and other is true, in that way it is contingency. Okay? Yes. So these are the three major types, and there are some more terminologies, so please concentrate. So tautology means always a true. Contradiction means always a false. Contingency means a mixed salad or fruit salad, you can say, right? Yes. So tautology means it is a true, right? So indirectly if someone says it is a true, it is a valid solution, right? Yes. So in any other case it is a invalid. And similarly, if you are saying it is tautology and if it is contingency, it is following satisfiability, guys. And always a false is a unsatisfiability. Okay? Yes. So now you are getting some basic idea, right? Okay. Okay. So now I hope everyone got a clear idea. So now let us continue with the GATE question, guys. So I told you, right? So in GATE we can directly solve these type of questions. So in the question they gave P implies a Q implies R equal to false. Then R implies P implies Q equal to question mark. So there are two methods to solve these questions, guys. So the first method is a tabular method. So you will write P, Q, R. You will do step by step, and then you will perform R implies P implies Q. So that method is also a good method, but most of the time I prefer these kind of methods. But even in GATE 2021, when I gave the exam, I followed truth table method only, guys. So in examination, they gave some equations like this, and I thought that it will be a bit confusing if I solve it using this kind of method. So I solved with the truth table only. So at the end, most of the time, truth table will be the one which I'll be following. Okay. Yes. So anyway, for our understanding, let me solve it with this method only, guys. Okay. Because if okay, this is a gate question, right? So anyway, while solving PYQs, mostly I will try to solve it with the truth table method, if I remember. So that's the thing. If I want to solve it, but mostly I might forget it. But if I remember it, I'll be compulsorily solving with the truth table method. So this is what they gave. Okay. So R implies a P implies a Q equal to question mark is the question. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let us start. So this is what they gave, right? Yes, and they clearly give that the result is a false, right? Okay, so the first thing is let us try to expand this, guys. So what is a P implies a Q, guys? It is a nothing but a P bar or Q, right? Okay, and implies R is equals to false. So I can again apply it. So it is a nothing but a P double bar and Q bar or R equal to F. So I'm just applying the formula P implies a Q equal to negation P or Q, guys. So this is the formula which I applied twice. Okay. So now for easy understanding, let me convert it into digital electronics, guys. So P bar is nothing but a P and is nothing but dot Q bar. R is nothing but a plus R equal to F. Okay. So if I am performing plus operation and the final result is a false, what can I understand from here, guys? Recall. So when you will get a false in OR operation, okay, so you will get a false in OR operation when both of them are false, right? Yes. So with that conclusion, I can say that R value is false for sure. Okay. So now I can update this equation to false implies a P implies a Q. Okay. And I can also conclude that P into Q bar is equals to false, right? Yes. And if you recall, what is the implies table, guys? So implies table only at a true false, the result will be false. In rest of all the cases, it will be true. So indirectly, if this first part is a false, so indirectly always this value will be true. Okay. So true implies Q. Okay. So if a true implies a Q, so let me write it in this way, true implies a Q. So the value of true is a true only, but Q could be false or Q could be true. So if it is a false, the final result will be false. If it is a true, the final result will be true. So basically it is a nothing but contingency, guys, right? Yes. So that is what the result is. But in the book I have solved it in different way, guys. Okay. Yes. So it completely depends, guys. Like whenever you are solving it, it depends on your thinking skills. So basically now I followed some trick here. So basically instead of solving it, I wrote all the combinations. And I finally found that these three could be possible. So from that also I removed few. So in that way, step by step I have done it. But now I got an idea, like directly whenever the first value is a false, indirectly the result will be true only. So with that understanding, we were able to solve it within few minutes, right? So this is all the introduction, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay. So till now what we discussed, guys? So we discussed all the prepositional operations, right? We discussed negation, conjunction, disjunction, implication, bijunction, right? Biconditional or bijunction, biconditional. Okay. Yes. Then we discussed about tautology, contradiction, and contingency. After that, we took an example. So now you got an idea, right? Yes. The most important thing that you should remember is the same questions could also be covered in digital electronics, guys. Okay. Yes. So that is the reason why you can convert these equations. So there are three standard methods, guys. So let me write them down for you. So the first method is using truth tables, guys. Okay. So the second method is using formulas. So I told you, right? So there are total 4 types of things like implication, converse, inverse, contradiction. So using these also few people will be solving. Okay. Like most of the faculty will prefer this because these will give the results really fast. But small silly mistake will end up in wrong answer, guys. I don't know how much important is time saving, but doing a silly mistake and losing marks is more painful than wasting time, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay, so few will be using those formulas, and the third method is convert them into digital electronics, guys. So we already know implication. So implication can be converted into this. So directly using this, you can convert it into equations. Using those equations, you can find them and you can solve them, right? Yes. So that is the reason why the first preference I give is for this truth table, guys. So if I think that truth table could waste my time, then I will go for this. And if I not able to solve with this, then I will go for formulas, guys. Okay, yes. Anyway, I'll be showing you this formula example, truth table example, and traditional 3 methods while we are solving the PYQPs, guys. Okay, yes. So don't worry. Okay, yes. So I hope everyone got a clear idea on the initial part. So in the next lecture, we'll be discussing about the first order predicate logic, guys. To be clear, the students who do not prepare this particular topic are going to answer it wrong, guys. Most of the time the statements will be given in such a way that to confuse the students. Okay, yes. So that is the reason why make sure that you are going to attend the first order predicate logic questions because they are easy to score. Okay, yes. So I hope everyone got a clear idea on the initial part. So in the next lecture, let us continue with the next topic. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Thank you.